Welcome to the Progressive Ashtanga Yoga practice. I'm Saraswati. Today we're going to do the primary series of Progressive Ashtanga, just the bare bones basics, no variations or interpretations, just the sequence in its raw form. I invite you to make this your own practice and do what is right for you, adding variations as is your capacity and backing up when you need to, depending on your current level of strength and flexibility. You may need a few props, but that depends on you because you can always use the body as a prop. But if you do need some props, you can have just one block and one belt, which I have next to me, and we'll try to show throughout the practice. Otherwise, come to the front of your mat, stand about 1 foot's width distance back from the very front edge, bring the feet all the way together so that the inner edges of the feet touch. Stand up straight here, beginning to engage and invite all parts of the body to be fully involved. That's what makes a yoga practice different from any other physical practice, as we work to have complete full involvement from the very tips of the toes, all the way up to the shoulders, down to the tips of the fingers, and back up to the crown of the head. Not just thinking on a surface level, but going deeper, thinking about the interior of the body, the inner surface of the skin, the internal organs, inviting the muscles to work, inviting the tendons and ligaments to become present and active, not overdoing it in any way, not overarching or underarching the back, but learning what's right for your own unique spinal composition and coming to stand in samastiti as straight as possible. Have the palms facing forward here as you bring the shoulders back and down slightly. The belly comes in, the chest lifts, the heart lifts. And keep this position of the body and bend at the elbows as you bring the palms of the hands together. Keep the vision directly level to the ground and slowly close your eyes. Imagining here that although the eyelids close, the inner eye opens and awakens as you become fully present for today's practice. Begin to ignite your Ujjayi breathing. As you imagine Ujjayi breathing, knowing the definition to be this upward conqueror, upward warrior, I want you to feel as though the breath moves up from the very base of the pelvic bone all the way to the very top of the crown of the head, feeling as though it passes through every energy channel on the inhalation, moving directly up the center of the body, not up the front body or the back body, but like a pole straight up through the center. Bring the breath up and up and up as you listen to the smooth sound like the ocean waves inside the mind, feeling as though the breath is moving in and out of the back of the throat, even though it's actually moving out in and in through the nose. Connect to this smooth, soft feeling of the breath, letting your practice today be about maintaining this rhythmic breath and this steady body and mind, regardless of what position you put your physical form into. Each inhalation, feeling as though it moves up from the pubic bone all the way to the crown of the head. Feel this uncurling of the energetic body. And as you exhale, imagine you expand out beyond yourself into the world around you. Dedicating this practice to all beings on the planet. May all beings be free from harm, feel safety and love, and experience endless compassion. We begin the practice with one Om. Chant it with me here. Exhale, expand. Inhale, draw the energy up through all the energy channels in the body, all the way to the crown of the head, and then Om. Exhale, release the head down towards the heart. Lift the heart slightly up to greet it. Take a moment here to bow to your inner guru, igniting the fire within. Exhale, release the arms down by the sides. 3 Surya Namaskar A, followed by 3 Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, lift the head, open the eyes. Inhale, arms up, palms touch, look up. Exhale, the vision moves with the body. The hands come down next to the feet. Inhale, lengthen the front body. Keep the hands where they are. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look towards the belly button or the pubic bone here. 5 smooth, soft breaths, or however many breaths it takes you before I call you back to the front of the mat. Finish the exhalation, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, lightly come to the front of the mat as you lengthen the front body. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, the vision to the tip of the nose and then to the thumbs. Exhale, samastiti. 2 more times. Inhale, arms up, palms touch, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen the front body. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Finish the exhalation as you lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward between the hands, and then inhale, lightly come to the front of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms come all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, samastiti. 1 more time. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen the front body. Keep the hands where they are. Exhale, right back into chaturanga. Skip plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Exhale here as you lift the heels, bend the knees, feeling the warmth in the body. Inhale, come lightly to the front of the mat, lengthen the front body. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, palms touch, look up. Exhale, samastiti. Surya Namaskar B 3 times. Utkatasana, drop the buttocks, bend the knees, lift the arms. Exhale, push back at the hips as you fold. Inhale, lengthen the front body, keep the hands here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the right leg forward for warrior 1 on the right side. Keep the hips low. Inhale up. A long inhale takes you back down into chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Then bring that opposite leg forward, the left leg for warrior 1 on the left side. Arms up, look up, and exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Although downward facing dog becomes a resting pose, you aren't completely giving up here. You're still investigating the position of the body and inviting all parts of the body to be involved in the process. Exhale. Use the inhalation to bring yourself lightly to the front of the mat. Lengthen the front body. Exhale, fold. Drop back down through chair pose, Utkatasana, the buttocks drop, arms up. Exhale, samastiti. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1 on the right side. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1 on the left. Exhale,
Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Finish the exhale. Use the inhalation to lightly bring yourself to the front of the mat, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Samastiti. Just giving you a little bit of the Sanskrit here. Inhale, Utkatasana becomes like a song. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, Virabhadrasana, one on the right. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, Virabhadrasana, one on the left. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. You can even say the words inside your own head. And as you do that, you keep the mind and body connected to the movements, the practice, and the rhythm. Taking time in each posture, not powering through. It's not power yoga. Letting the mind be concentrated, focused, and peaceful. Exhale. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward. Use the inhalation to come all the way forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Samastiti. Now we start the standing series. Inhale, Utkatasana. Hold here, 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Interlace the fingers, turn the palms up towards the ceiling, and then bend forward as you bring the rib cage towards the thighs. Once you get down, try to line the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders, and the buttocks up in one line. Lift the heels high off the ground. Hold here. Exhale, keep the heels lifting. The hands come down to the crown for Bakasana. Take the knees into the backs of the upper arms, high up here. Coming into the pose, first let the elbows be bent. Over time, begin to straighten the elbows. One more inhalation. Exhale, take yourself back into Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Standing poses on the right side. Bring the right leg forward for warrior 1. Keep the hips low. Inhale, palms touch. Stretch the arms here. Feel as though the arms are moving out from the heart, all the way up towards the sky. Look to the thumbs. Finish the exhalation. Open the arms wide, coming into warrior 2. You don't have to be so deep here. Look to the middle finger of the front hand. Straighten the front leg for Trikonasana, triangle pose. Look down towards the big toe. Reach down, grab it with the peace fingers. Bring the upper arm down. And here, ignite the 2 legs by pushing the feet away from each other. Stabilize the lower body. And inhale, bring the arm up. Look to the thumb. Exhale, look down towards the ground for revolving triangle pose. Place the hand outside the foot. Inhale, bring the opposite arm up, look to the thumb. Again, the 2 feet push away from each other. Look down towards the big toe as you exhale. The feet stay exactly where they are, but the front knee bends. Bring the hand outside the foot for Pashimotanasana. The opposite arm comes up and over. Look to the palm of the hand. If this is too deep for you, you can always use a block or just bring the elbow up onto just above the knee. Exhale, swapping arm positions for revolving side angle pose. Bring the hand outside the foot now. The elbow crosses over and the upper arm is pushing against the outer upper thigh. Push those 2 areas together here and then stretch and lengthen from the back heel all the way out through the fingertips. Again, if this is too much for you, you can just bring the elbow up just above the knee, coming into a reverse or a prayer position here and holding, trying to open up that thoracic back body. Exhale. Both hands drop down towards the ground. Step yourself right back into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pashimotanasana, drop the elbows onto the ground. So if you don't have your elbow balance here, you can just work on the stability, little ups and downs. You can also walk in, practice just light kicking up and holding, first with one leg and then with the other. If you have it, then you come into it and you hold. Play with whatever level you're at today. Avoid the wall. Be brave. Falling out is part of the practice. It's not a performance. Come slowly out of whatever variation you're doing of Pashimotanasana. Let the butt be lifted up here. Grip the earth strongly, and then inhale, bring the elbows off the ground. Return to downward facing dog. Standing poses on the left leg. Bring the left leg forward. Keep the hips low. Warrior one. Again, this feeling that the arms are shooting straight out from the heart. The heart lifts up, and then the head falls back from there. You don't move the feet as you open the arms and come into warrior two from here. So it's not as deep of a warrior two as you may see in some other practices. What we're learning to do in these standing poses is move from the joints of the body without having to move the large limbs of the body as much. So the feet stay in the same position, the hip drops down, the 2 feet push away from each other here. So you open the pelvis, look to the middle finger of the front hand. Look down towards the big toe as you straighten the front leg, then reach down and grab the big toe with the peace fingers. If you don't have that grab yet without bending the front knee, just keep the hand on the shin bone, but the feeling should be that you're pulling up on the shin bone. The hand comes down until you can see it, then push the feet away from each other. Feel the lower body lock into place. Inhale, bring the arm up, look to the thumb. So again, if you're in this modified variation, you pull up on the shin bone to feel the body lifting and opening. When you push down, it gets too heavy. You want to feel this lightness. Otherwise, you grab the big toe with the peace fingers and pull up as well. Exhale, revolving triangle pose. The hand comes down outside the foot. The opposite arm comes up and over. This is a balancing pose in the beginning. If If you find that it's too difficult, you can again use your hand onto the shin bone and just keep the elbow bent and onto the back hip and work on looking up towards the ceiling without letting the shoulder drop too far forward. So you try to lift and open the shoulder and look up to the ceiling from there. Exhale as you bend the front knee. Again, the feet stay exactly where they are. The arm comes up and over as that left hand comes outside of the left foot. Look to the palm of the right arm. Exhale, reach long as you bring the hand outside of that left foot. The right hand comes down to the ground. Again, the back of the upper arm connects to the thigh or the knee area. The opposite arm stretches away from you. The hips always want to rise up here. Try to keep the hips as low as you can. Exhale. The hands both come down to the ground. Step yourself back into chaturanga. A little vinyasa here. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. You can drop the elbows right down onto the ground for Pashimotanasana. Again, playing wherever you're at in this practice and in this posture. Take a little time here to just do small jumps, little jumps. One leg, think about landing soft, and then the other leg. You really have to use the hands in this posture. The hands grip down into the earth. The tips of the fingers have to be fully involved. Exhale, release whatever variation of the posture you did. The butt is lifted up. Then inhale, lift the elbows off of the ground. Keep the feet at the back of the mat. Step the hands back slightly. Push strongly off the ground and reach back for Padangustasana, grabbing the big toes with the peace fingers. If this is too difficult for you, pull up on the shin bones and then fold from there. Inhale, lengthen the front body. Exhale, fold. If you have the full posture, the vision goes up and tucks in as the chin connects to the chest slightly. Finish the exhalation. Inhale, lengthen the front body, look forward, lift the toes off the ground, and slide the hands underneath the feet. The backs of the palms are on the earth. Padahastasana. The tips of the toes come all the way up to the wrists. Inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen the front body. Exhale here, and then release the hands from underneath the feet. Interlace the elbows. Bring the elbows back behind the head here and pull outwards and down so that the spine lengthens. Really inspecting the body in each of the postures. That's why we stop, we move some, and then we stop, we move some, and then we stop, so that you have an opportunity to investigate how to maneuver the different parts of the body so that they work as an integrated whole. Begin to rock the body up and down slightly here. The exhale brings you in, the inhale takes you away. Keep the legs as straight as possible. Some internal rotation on the upper thighs here. I have one loose upper thigh or loose hip, so I have to always be aware of that. Notice what you need to be aware of for your unique body. Then power up with the breath here. We'll use an inhale to bring ourselves all the way to standing. Try to keep the legs completely straight. All muscles of the lower body engaged. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, extend the arms up towards the ceiling. You should be at the back edge of the mat. Bring the feet all the way together to touch. Use the inhalation to rise up onto the tippy toes here, and then come to the front of the mat, lifting one knee and then the other. Once you get to the front of the mat, release the arms down by the sides. Take the tips of the fingers together, and then open the arms and the legs out wide to the right side of the mat. Prasarita Pattotanasana, A, B, C, and D. Inhale, the arms come up, stretch the front body, and then exhale, bring the hands down behind the heels. Inhale, lengthen again, and then exhale, bring the crown of the head to the ground. If it seems like it's impossible to get the crown of the head to the ground, I've shown this in other videos. For all four of these variations of the posture, stay in this position, this downward facing dog position of the upper body, and this Prasarita Pattotanasana position of the lower body. Over time, you'll lengthen the back body enough and open the front body enough that your head will reach the ground. Finish the exhale. Inhale, rise all the way up, the palms touch, look up. Exhale, bring the hands behind you for a reverse prayer position. You can also grab the wrists or the elbows. Inhale, look up. Exhale. Bring the crown of the head back to the ground. Finish the exhale. Inhale, rise all the way up, palms touch. And then exhale, bring the hands behind the back body, interlace the fingers here, and then stretch up, look up, exhale. The arms come back behind you and around the head, and maybe eventually they come down to the ground. Inhale, a long inhalation, rise all the way up, palms touch, look up. Exhale, reach out and down, grab the big toes with the peace fingers. Inhale, lengthen the front body, and then exhale. Now tuck the chin in towards the chest and bring the back of the head to the ground. Inhale, lengthen the front body. Exhale here. Drop the elbows down onto the ground for Samakonasana, the wide leg split position, and then begin to slide the feet apart from each other. Point the toes here. Keep the lower belly tucked in and up. Don't allow the spine to round if you can avoid it, stretching yourself forward. If you have the full position, which I do not, the hands come underneath the thighs. Otherwise, you stretch to your capacity and hold here. Find this posture is a lot about trust, trust of the ankles, the knees, the hips, but also trust in yourself to open here and that you'll be safe. Walk the feet slightly in towards one another. Lift yourself up and then turn to face the back edge of the mat for Hanumanasana. Inhale, the arms come up. If you have Hanumanasana, exhale, you descend over that front leg. If you don't have the full splits position, then you can take any variation that works for your specific posture and body here. Finish the exhalation. Inhale, rise all the way up, and then move slowly here to feel the femur bones moving in the hip sockets. So you really get a feel for how stuck your pelvic area is. Everybody has a little bit of issues in this area of the body from chronic sitting. Inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, reach forward, wrap around that front leg. Otherwise, take whatever variation you have here. You can always use a block and place it underneath you so you get the feel for the splits. You can just hold this upright position. You can also bend the front or the back leg. Inhale, rise up, arms touch. And then exhale, rotate to face the wide edge of the mat. Again, move slowly so that you feel the femur bones moving in the hip sockets. And then bring the feet a little bit closer together than you think they need to be. This isn't a wide leg split position for Upavishta Konasana. Inhale, the arms come up, look up. Then exhale, reach out and grab the outer edges of the feet. If this is impossible for you, once again, take your hands in between the legs and pull the ground towards you. You can see lifting your chest up. Hold this position for the length of time that we're in Upavishta Konasana. Otherwise, inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, the chest comes down first, then eventually the chin. Try to awaken to parts of the body that are uninvolved right now and see if they're needed and if you can recruit them to help you inside of the posture. And then investigate the difference between the right and the left sides of the body. Inhale, rise all the way up, palms touch, look up. Then exhale, the right arm comes inside of the right thigh and pushes that right thigh back to open up that left rib cage. Reach over and grab the outer edge of the foot, or reach in front of you and grab the outer edge of the foot, and then pull the foot towards you to lift yourself underneath your arm and look up under the armpit. If this is too difficult for you, you can also hold on the shin bone or just simply stretch the arm. But you really want to have this resistance here where you're using that right upper back of the arm to push that inner right thigh back, and then you'll really feel that activate the left rib cage. If you have the posture, use everything. So pull up on the foot and use that action to help you open even more. Exhale. Inhale, rise all the way up. Swap arm positions here, bringing that left arm inside the left upper thigh and then pushing back, honoring the difference in the sides of the body, and then either reaching up and over or in front to grab the outer edge of the foot, or simply stretching the arm away from you until you gain the proper amount of flexibility to complete the posture. The truth is, no posture is ever complete. And one moment to the next, how your body and that posture interact in this negotiation between asana and the physical body, that changes second by second, moment by moment. Depends on how tired you are, your hormones, your body that day. Finish the exhale, inhale, rise all the way up, the arms touch, look up. And then once again, Upavishta Konasana, reach out, grab the outer edges of the feet, inhale to lengthen, exhale, descend. Otherwise, if you don't have it yet, you pull the ground towards you. Even if you're only here, you pull the ground towards you and lift your chest. So you want to avoid trying to complete postures that you're struggling with that really over-round the back body especially, and instead work with where you're at because the posture will come to you sooner and with less injury. Exhale. Inhale, arms up, palms touch, look up. Then exhale, take the hand and frame the inner and outer back thigh. Lift yourself up here and hold just a few breaths. You can also do small push-ups, just lifting the butt off the ground, one heel and then the other. So you can do that for a few seconds. Whew, it always really hurts the hips maybe. Or so you can just lift the butt up. You can lift the butt in one leg. You can lift the butt in another leg. Play with that side, a few breaths here. And then we go to the opposite side. Again, you frame the inner and the outer thigh, then push down strongly, lift up. Exhale, bring yourself down. Regardless of what you're working on in that posture, just let it be what it is. Bend the knees here slightly. To come out of this position, you can take any variation to come out you want. Today, I'm going to turn the fingers to face the back edge of the mat, bend the knees slightly, push the hands into the ground, and then here I have to activate the legs by pushing the heels into the earth, straightening the legs, and inhale. I come right back to Prasarita Pattotanasana A. Inhale all the way up, and then exhale, come back to the front edge of the mat for Samastiti. The fingertips come together. Take a small step as you open the arms and the legs to the wide edge of the mat here towards the right. Then take the hands behind you for reverse prayer, or just simply grab the wrists or the elbows and turn to face the back edge of the mat. Inhale, push the pinky fingers into the spine, lift the chest, and exhale, descend over that front leg. Notice if you've lost your connection to the rhythm of the breath and invite it back in. Finish the exhalation. Inhale, rise all the way up. Turn towards the front of the mat. Once again, push the pinky finger edge of the hand into the back body. Lift the chest here. And then exhale. Keep that extension of the front body. And bring the chin and maybe the forehead to the front shin. Exhale. Inhale, rise all the way up. Turn the toes to face the wide edge of the mat. Stretch the arms out, and then come back to the front of the mat, Samastiti. Take the left hand up onto the left rib cage. Hold up high here to lift the upper body upwards. Stretch the right arm out in front of you. You may need a belt here, depending on your flexibility. And then kick the leg up and grab the big toe. If you catch the big toe, great. You can also use a belt. If you use a belt, hold either edge of the belt in both hands. Inhale, and then bring the chin towards the shin. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, take the leg out to the side and look in the opposite direction. Bring the leg back through center. And then one more time, quick chin and shin touch down. And then inhale, lift up. Bend that knee now without letting the foot come down to the ground. Take half lotus here. Reach around the back body and grab the big toe. If you don't have the bind, don't worry about it. You can just stay here, bringing the arms up, holding for now. If you do have the bind, then bring that left arm up. Inhale and exhale, fold. Inhale. If you took the fold, lift the front body. Exhale here. And then inhale. Rise all the way back up. Stretch the arm. And exhale. Release. Going to the opposite side. Stretch that left arm out away from you. The right hand holds the right rib cage up high. Lifting up here. And then stretch and grab for the big toe. Or use the belt to reach out and grab the big toe. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bring chin and shin together. If that's very difficult for you, you don't have to go all the way. You can just do halfway, or you can stay in an uplifted position. Just find what's right for your practice and your body. Inhale, if you did fold, lengthen, lift back up now. Exhale, go in the opposite direction. Notice that or take the leg out to the side. Notice how where your vision is affects greatly how balanced you are in each posture. Inhale, bring the leg back through center. Exhale, a quick touchdown. Inhale, back up. We didn't do this on the opposite side. We should have released the leg, so we won't do it on this side. If you knew and you caught me, then make sure you do it on both sides. Release the big toe and balance the leg. Otherwise, bend the knee, take it into half lotus. Inhale, the arm comes up. And then exhale, descend. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen the front body. Exhale here. Inhale, rise all the way up. And then exhale, release, taking ourselves down to the ground for the seated series. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen the front body. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Jump yourself all the way forward and through for Dandasana. Stretch the legs here. The buttocks land where the feet always land at the front edge of the mat. The hands come outside the thighs. Push the hands down. Bring the chin towards the chest. Spread the toes apart from each other. Keep the eyes open here, Dandasana. Inhale, arms up, palms touch, look up. Pashimotanasana, fold over the front legs. If you have the bind around the feet, you take the bind. Otherwise, you just keep the hands on the bottom of the feet or onto the shin bones, depending on your flexibility. Inhale, lengthen the front body. As you pull the feet in towards you, then exhale, descend. Inhale, lengthen the front body, lift the chest, exhale here. And then inhale, release the posture. Purvottanasana, take the hands back behind you, the fingertips point towards the feet. Bend the knees slightly, bring the bottoms of the feet to the ground, lift yourself up, and then push the ground away from you to straighten the legs, lift the pelvis, let the head fall back. Hold here. Exhale, slowly release. Lift yourself up, take yourself back through a vinyasa, chaturanga, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Then jump the legs forward and through for Artabata Padma Pashimotanasana. So you're going to bend the right leg, take that foot up into the hip crease, reach around the back body and grab for the big toe. If you don't have the bind here, you can use a belt or you can simply bring both arms up. Inhale, arms come up, and exhale, release. Paying attention to the back body, especially here, trying to make it as even as possible on the right and the left sides. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen the front body, look up. Exhale here, and inhale, release. Take yourself back through a vinyasa. You can always skip the vinyasas if you need to. Inhale up, and exhale back. Simply changing sides. Inhale, come forward. Artabata Padma on the opposite side. That left leg bends, reach back, grab for the bind if you have it. Inhale, arm up, keep that length of the front body. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen the front body. Keep the mind and the breath connected to the body here. Exhale, and then inhale. Release the posture. Take yourself back through a vinyasa. Chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. Jump yourself this time all the way through. But as you jump through, bend the right knee and drop it down to the ground in between the hands. So you inhale, the left leg extends, the right leg bends and drops down. If that doesn't work for you, you just come into it however it does. It's a practice, so you're working on it. Inhale, the arms come up. Take that right wrist or that right hand and grab the left wrist and then hook it around the bottom of the foot. Inhale to lengthen the front body. Exhale, fold. Notice that the body wants to really roll over towards that straight leg side. So you may have to use the hand onto the ground to help you bring weight into the bent knee side of the body more. Paying attention to the back body as the indicator of progress in this posture, looking for a neutral and even right and left back body. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen here. Exhale. And then take yourself up and back through a vinyasa, chaturanga. Exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. This time bend the left knee, drop it down, stretch the right leg forward. Inhale, the arms come up. That left hand grabs that right wrist and reach out. Notice here again that the body wants to drop over to that straight leg side. So I always push myself slightly, then retake the bind. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen the front body. Exhale here. And then inhale, take yourself up. Take yourself back through a vinyasa. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Janu Shirshasana, A and B on the right side. So you jump yourself all the way through. That right knee bends. The top of the foot comes to the ground. The knee turns in slightly so that the center of the knee faces up. And then reach out and grab around that left foot. The right hand grabs the left wrist here. Lengthen on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Finish the exhalation. Inhale, lengthen the front body, and then exhale. Let the knee come in slightly as you lift yourself up and sit onto the heel of the right foot. The toes of the right foot are facing that right heel. And then exhale once more and descend over that left leg. Pull the foot in towards you to lengthen the front body. Really pull strongly and then exhale, fold. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen the front body. Exhale here. And then slowly release, keeping the toes spread to protect the knee. Take yourself up and back through a vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Jump yourself all the way through for A and B Janu Shirshasana. On the left side, bend that left knee. Top of the foot comes to the ground. So the inner foot isn't, or the bottom of the foot isn't pressing against the inner thigh. And then lengthen yourself forward. That left hand grabs the right wrist. So you should be using these practices with me to learn the series so that you can be practicing on your own. Because although I can give you some cues, of course, I can't see your unique body. So this is where you have to light the fire of the inner guru and study yourself inside each of the postures. First learning the bare bones of the sequences and then going into your own practice and finding what the pace and level is that's right for you. Inhale, lengthen the front body. Exhale here. And then once again, lift yourself up. The distance between the two knees shortens slightly and then stretch over. This is Janu Shirshasana B. You're sitting onto the heel of the foot. So the heel of the foot is right up into the pelvic area, right up into the perineum. In the beginning stages of this pose, it's pretty uncomfortable, but over time you learn to lift up slightly away from it with Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha, and so you don't feel the pressure in the same way. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale here, and then slowly release the posture. Take yourself up and back through a vinyasa. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Marichyasana, A and C on the right side. So if you're more advanced in the poses, you can also take B and D instead. If you're taking A and C, the foot bends, you come inside the leg and reach around behind or in front of the shin and behind the back body. Inhale, lift up, lengthen slightly here, and then exhale, bring the forehead towards the knee. Notice the tendency of that left shoulder to drop down and try to keep it lifting up and away from the earth. Exhale. Inhale, rise up, release, and then exhale. Now face the thigh here at the bent knee. Take the arm, that left arm, at the outer thigh, wrap it around the front of the shin bone, and then reach back and grab the hands. If this is impossible for you, you can use a belt, but you can also just work pushing that elbow into that outer thigh, pushing the outer thigh into the elbow, wherever you're at, and then you look behind you. So again, it's a tendency to sort of fall back here, but you want to stand forward on that bent knee foot, on the right foot, as though you're in a very low squat position. Exhale, release. Stretch that leg out, take yourself up and back through a vinyasa. Come all the way forward from Marichi Asana on the left side. Bend the left knee now. Reach in front of the shin and around the back body. Inhale, lengthen up here. And then exhale, descend. Notice that right foot, and if it wants to fall out to the side or fall in, and try to make that right foot as stable as possible, as though you're standing onto the ground. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release the posture. Once again, you take yourself so that right arm comes up and reaches over. So again, if you're leaning back slightly, it can make it feel harder. You can even lift the buttocks off the ground slightly here to wrap around the front of that shin bone and then reach back and grab for the bind. Inhale, look forward, and then exhale, look behind you. Once again, it's like you're sitting onto that left foot. So the left foot is really stable on the ground. The weight feels like it's actually moving forward slightly here, but don't forget about the right foot as you do this. Be completely involved. Exhale, and slowly release. Take the hands down onto the ground, lift yourself up, take yourself back through a vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. This time, jump all the way forward and through. Stretch the legs out and bring them up for Navasana. We'll do Navasana 3 times here. Holding boat pose, stretch the legs away from you. Then don't round the shoulders inward. Bring the shoulder blades back and down. Keep the chest lifting. Release the posture. Take the hands to the ground. Lift the butt up and then exhale. Bring it back down. Stretch the legs forward once more. Fingertips reach away from you, but shoulder blades come back behind you. Cross the ankles once more. Lift the butt up. If you can't get the butt off the ground with the ankles lifted also, you can also keep the feet down. Lift the butt up. Just working on the strength. Last time. And then cross the ankles. Take yourself back through a vinyasa. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come all the way forward to the front edge of the mat. And then Badakanasana, A and B, bring the bottoms of the feet together. Let the bottoms of the feet together and then bring them as close to the perineum, the pelvic area, as possible. Then you can interlace the fingers here and hold on to the very tops of the feet where the toes are. Lift your chest here. Inhale. As you exhale, begin to come forward. Take the elbows into the backs or into the knees, into the inner thighs, and bring the forehead to the ground. So once I'm in this position, I feel like pulling my feet forward and lifting my shoulders away from the earth really helps me get deeper. So everything is involved. It's not just the lower body. You're never just fully passive in a posture. You pull the feet. As you pull the feet, the spine lengthens. You push the elbows into the ground, into the inner thighs, the hips open. Instead of letting the shoulders drop to the earth, you lift up and away, keeping the body as open as possible. Inhale, lift up here. Then take the hands to the inner ankles. Pull up slightly on the inner ankles as you bring the chin to the chest. You really have to hug the low belly in here, bringing the feet onto, or the head into the feet here, and really compressing. So the lower belly has to draw in. Feel as though you're lifting up and pushing the ankles away without actually moving the feet. And keep the shoulders from dropping down to the ground. Keep them lifting as well. Finish the exhale. Inhale, lift all the way up, release the posture. Take yourself up and back through a vinyasa. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Upavishta Konasana, this time as you jump through, the legs spread apart. They don't open as wide as they possibly can, just slightly wide enough so that you can reach the outer edges of the feet. Inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, reach out, grab the outer edges of the feet. Inhale, lengthen, stretch the front body here. Exhale, bring the chest down, and then finally the chin comes down to the ground. Finish the exhalation. Inhale, lift the chest, bend the knees slightly, holding on to the bottoms of the feet still, and then lift the legs off of the ground. Upavishta Konasana B. Let the chest lift, the chin lift. Look up, let the head come back slightly. Supta Konasana, inhale. On the exhalation, roll yourself all the way over. Come onto the tops of the shoulders. Now change the hand position. Grab the big toes with the peace fingers. Lengthen the front and the back bodies here as you push down through the tops of the shoulders. Pull strongly onto the big toes with the peace fingers. Finish the exhale. Use the inhale to come up. Balance on your sitting bones for just a moment, and then exhale, fold all the way into Upavishta Konasana. So here we go. Inhale, roll up, balance on the sitting bones. Exhale, descend. Inhale, lift the chest, release the posture. And then take the legs back together. Take yourself back through a vinyasa. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time, jump all the way through and come to sit onto the butt or onto the back body. Come slightly off the mat here so that the buttocks are off of the mat, so legs are off of the mat. Stretch yourself forward. Then bring that left arm, hold the left leg down with the left hand. Keep the toes facing up to the ceiling. And inhale, reach and grab for the right big toe with the peace fingers. Exhale here. And then inhale, bring the chin and the shin towards one another as you lift the back body up slightly. Resisting the urge of that left leg to roll out or in, keeping it in its most neutral position. Finish the exhalation. Release the head back down. Inhale here. And then exhale, without allowing that hip to roll all the way to the right side, open the right leg out. And then look towards the left. Keep the toes of the left foot facing up towards the ceiling. Keep the left outer hip pushing down into the ground. Exhale. Inhale, bring the leg all the way back up through center. Notice where it feels stuck and try to move slowly there. Exhale, chin to shin, and then release the foot back down to the ground. Going to the opposite side, hold the right leg down with the right hand. Inhale, bring the left leg up, grab for the big toe here. Of course, you can always use the belt if you need it. Exhale, and then inhale, bring the chin and the shin together, or the forehead and the shin together. And you can notice here, especially on my right side, my right foot wants to turn out to the side, so I really have to use the hand to help that hip from opening too much, keeping it as neutral as possible, pushing the back of the heel into the ground. So even though the left leg is lifted, I'm actually placing more attention onto the extended right leg. Exhale, release down, inhale here, and then on the exhalation, without allowing that right hip to roll to the left, open that left leg out to the side and look to the right. So for me, it always has to feel like I'm extending the right foot towards the wall in front of me and pulling and extending that left leg away from me. And then in that way, that right hip stays down. Inhale, bring the foot back up. Go slow where it feels stuck. Try not to quickly come out of it, but know where your body needs more work. Inhale, touch the knee with the nose, and then exhale, slowly release. Take yourself forward slightly. You can come through a backward somersault. The hands come down next to you, and then you bring the hands behind you so that the fingertips face the buttocks here. Bend the knees, lift yourself up and over, and try to land directly in chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, jump yourself all the way forward and through. The buttocks land where the feet normally land when you're in your standing poses. Ubaya Padangustasana. So you're going to lie onto the back body and then roll the legs up and over. Grab for the big toes here. Stabilize yourself. Exhale. Use the inhalation to roll yourself all the way up. Keep a strong hold on the big toes. Lift the chin, lift the chest. Look up, let the head fall back. Look forward slightly and then change the hand position, bringing the hands to the outer feet here, and then beginning to work yourself so the chin and the forehead come towards the shins. And exhale, slowly release. Release the legs, take yourself back through a vinyasa. Chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog, and then jump yourself all the way forward and come to lie once more onto the back body. For Setubandha Sarvangasana, so bridge pose. You can bring the hands to the ankles here, then pull the ankles in towards you and lift yourself up. You want to push the feet into the ground and push away from you slightly so that you bring weight into the tops of the shoulders and the knees balance themselves out over the ankles. Exhale, slowly release. Take a breath or two here and then decide if you want to stay with that posture or if you want to move yourself into full wheel or Urdhva If you're going to take full wheel, then we'll take it now 2 times, 5 breaths each time. Take it at your own pace. So if you're taking full wheel or Urdhva bring the hands next to the head, the fingertips face towards the front edge of the mat. Push the heel of the palm into the ground. Push the heel of the feet into the ground. Rise yourself up. You can come to the crown of the head first, if that works for you. Otherwise, just hold your variation of the posture. A lot of times I notice in people, it's the thoracic body that's stuck. So on the first round, you can just begin to push the weight into the hands, take it back to the feet, let the head hang, and just work on opening up the thoracic body. Push the heel of the palm firmly into the ground. The buttocks squeeze together here. Then come down. Just a quick breath as the elbows bend. Inhale, come right back up. Eventually, when you feel yourself opening in the posture, the hands begin to walk backwards towards the feet. And then exhale. Come slowly down. You can take yourself through a backward somersault. You can also come up forward if it's better for you. If you're afraid for the neck and you want to practice at a different time on somewhere softer, you just lift yourself up, take yourself back through a vinyasa. Chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. Then that right leg comes forward for Ekapada Rajakapotasana on the right side, one leg king pigeon. So come into this position where the knee is bent. It's very difficult for you. Sit up onto a block. This is okay. Push down at the top of the knee and the ankle to lift the chest here. Inhale, look up, and then exhale, extend outward. Bring the forehead down to the ground. Notice the left top of the foot and try to bring that firmly onto the earth from the pinky toe side all the way to the big toe side. Begin to let go as we start to wind the practice down. And let go of the super physical effort, but don't let go of the connection of the breath to the body, of the mind to the breath, and of this integrated feeling that all parts of the body are involved. And at the very least, if that's not possible, that you're keeping a level of awareness on the parts of the body that you are blind to. These small enlightenments where you're lighting up your mind to those areas of the body eventually lead towards a larger enlightenment, a fully integrated mind-body. Exhale. Inhale, bring yourself up. You can either stay there if you want, or otherwise you bend the back leg, work the foot up into the elbow, bring the hands in front of the chest here, and grab the hands firmly, and then lift the elbow up and bring it back behind the head. Then you hold here, lifting the chest. Nothing should be falling here. Everything should feel like it's lifting, pushing, pulling. Every part of the body is fully engaged. Exhale, slowly release. Swing that left leg out and forward, and then bring that left leg in front as you take the right leg back. So you begin to really, throughout this practice, feel all of the joint mobility that you do and don't have, and then work to make your joint mobility more smooth. So instead of it feeling stuck, the hand goes to the top of the knee, not on the knee joint, and then right around the ankle, but not pushing too hard. Then push down to lift up. The feeling is that you're lengthening from the pubic bone all the way through the collarbones. Pull towards you to keep that length, and then exhale, walk the hands forward. Bring the forehead down to the ground and release here. It's funny because I find that especially for women, this posture is a favorite, although anatomically this posture can be pretty hard on the body. So you really want to honor where you're at. Definitely in our yoga practice, we push our flexibility limits beyond what a normal human flexibility limit is. There's nothing wrong with that as long as you're balancing it out with wisdom and proper strength. So you should be investigating yourself here. If the pubic bones on the right and left side feel like they're falling in towards each other, feel what it's like to feel as though the two thighs move away from each other and make space at the pelvic region in the front and the back of the body. And then you can either stay there or walk the hands in for a slight back bend. The knee bends slightly here. So again, we're in the first series, so we're just working on the postures. The first series establishes this strength, this poise, this focus, and this flexibility so that we can go further in our postures. The hands come together, it's a tight grip, and then the elbow comes behind the head. Even the head is involved here by pushing the elbow back slightly. And what you're really thinking about is the lowest part of the rib cage lifting up. You can play around with letting the foot come in towards the back body and then pushing the foot into the elbow more, and just feel what that does to the pose. And then exhale and slowly release. Let that right leg come out to the side. Swing it forward for Gomukhasana, cow face pose. Stack the knees on top of one another. This isn't a traditional Ashtanga cow face pose where the feet are underneath you. The feet can be wider apart. And then that left arm comes up. The right knee is on top. The right arm goes out to the side. Bend at the elbows and bring the hands together behind you. If this is too hard, you can either use your shirt and grab it or a belt. Inhale, look up, and then exhale, come forward. Hook the chin over the front top knee and pull slightly to lengthen at the cervical spine. Exhale. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale here and release the arms. Turn towards that right foot. Put the hands onto the ground, lift yourself up. Twist around to face the back edge of the mat. And then as you come back forward, that left knee drops on top of the right knee. So you're in the opposite side of the posture. Then that right arm comes up, the left arm out to the side. Bend the elbows here, bring the hands together. Pull slightly away from each other. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, come forward. As you get more and more advanced in the practice, it's not necessarily about the postures here, because even an injured person can do their variation of the posture. It's more about your ability to keep yourself focused on that breath, that ujjayi breathing the whole time, but also noticing what's happening to your eyes in the practice. Are they stable and neutral, or is the vision looking all around from here to there? Do you collapse? Are there areas of your body that you're dead to? An advanced practitioner is awake to all of their body in an integrated way, is able to keep the breath stable and smooth throughout the entire practice without losing focus. The vision as well stays stable and smooth, an indication of this mental stability. Inhale. Rise all the way up, and then exhale, release. Take your hands down next to the front knee, and push down. Take yourself back into chaturanga for a vinyasa here. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then jump yourself all the way forward, Hashimotonasana. Separate the sitting bones a little bit away from each other. Inhale, lift the arms up, stretch the front and back body, and then exhale, come forward. Just allow the arms to relax and soften here. Bring the forehead down towards the knees. I imagine for some people that's totally difficult. It may seem easy, and for some of you it might be. For those of you, just stay here, breathing smooth, ujjayi breathing. If it's not easy for you, you don't take the fold yet. You pull up on the shin bones, you keep the chest lifting, and you let the chin drop down, and you work there until eventually, through dedicated practice, coming back to your mat again and again and again, the body opens, and in a safe and wise way, you're able to take the full fold. Many yogis who seem like advanced practitioners are lacking that subtle wisdom of when enough is enough, when to slow down versus push hard. So somebody who came into yoga already very flexible, like from ballet or something like this, they may post a cool Instagram picture. You think, yeah, wow, they're so good at yoga, but doing a pose is not yoga. You don't even do a pose. Yoga is the integration of this small self with this larger universal self. Yoga is a frame of mind. It's when the seer, the seen, and the seeing all become one. And so somebody may look beautiful and amazing in a deep posture that you might feel like is totally unattainable to you, but they might be doing nowhere near yoga, whereas your posture, which you may be judging in any sort of way, may be coming closer to that peaceful, blissful state of union that yoga of the mind, the body, the breath, the small and the big self provides. So the goal is to let go of expectation. And instead, just do the work, do the practice, come back again and again, no matter how hard it is, and allow what manifests to manifest without this ego self clinging to some idea of what should be manifesting. Exhale. Inhale, lift yourself up. And then last vinyasa here. Exhale, take yourself back through chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, Downward facing dog. Jump yourself all the way forward and through. Come to land on the buttocks and then take Padmasana. Lotus pose here. Bring the right leg in first and then the left leg in second. If you don't have Lotus, half Lotus or a simple cross-leg position is okay. If you have Lotus, reach around the back body. You're going for the bind. You grab the foot that's on top first, and then you reach around and you grab the big toe of the foot that's on bottom. Inhale, look up, and then exhale. The chin comes forward, the forehead comes down. Ignite this Ujjayi breath, the rhythm of the soul. Exhale. Inhale, rise all the way up. Release the bind if you took it, and then bring the backs of the wrists to the fronts of the knees. Bring the first finger and the tip of the thumb together to touch. Keep the eyes open here, but the vision soft, and then lift the chest as you look down towards the heart. Connect to that Ujjayi rhythm. Again, just like at the beginning of the practice, as you inhale, feel the inhalation rise up from the pubic bone, hit every energy center in the body as it comes all the way to the crown of the head. As you exhale, imagine that you are expanding outside of yourself so that you begin to feel this contraction with the inhalation as the energy moves up and up and up. And then as you exhale, a deep expansion. Inhale. Lift the head here. Take the hands down next to the hips and then lift yourself up for Lolasana. Hold here. If you can't hold, you can place your hands onto some blocks or you can just do small push-ups, whatever's right for your practice. And then exhale. Release your body down onto the ground. Release the legs away from you. I lied before. This is actually our final vinyasa. Inhale. Exhale back into chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Drop the knees to the ground and then turn yourself over to come to lie all the way onto the back. Right away, let the ego feel like, yeah, I did it. I finished the whole practice. Eventually, over time, you learn the whole practice. It becomes like a dance to you. Move anything out of the way that might be touching your energetic body so that you can really feel like you can expand inside your Shavasana, not skipping this important part of the practice. We'll end with a short breathing practice. So stay with me just a little longer. Let go of the Ujjayi breath for a moment. And feel the cellular energy of the body tingling in all the areas that got worked today. Allow your eyes to sink deep into their sockets. Feel as though your tongue relaxes deep into the back of the throat, creating this spacious feeling inside of the mouth. And start with the external body, allowing everything to soften completely here. The skin. And go deeper and deeper, softening the inner soft tissues of the body, even softening the organs, softening the throat, feeling as though even the brain softens
away from the inner surface of the skull. And then take your attention, your awareness to the beat of the heart. The movement of the breath and the beat of the heart. The swirling of the liquids inside the body. This is the symphony of the soul. You can stay lying on the ground here. If you'd like to do this final breathing practice with me, bring yourself up to a seated position, sit up on some height so that the back can be as straight as possible. Allow the eyes to be closed and the chin slightly down towards the chest. Again, you can stay lying in Shavasana if that feels right for you. If you come into this seated position, the palms are face down onto the upper thighs. Soften the eyes here, soften the space behind the forehead, relaxing the face and the brain completely. And we'll end with 2 rounds of Kapalabhati, rapid exhalation. If you have asthma or some other condition with the breath or the chest or the lungs, take the breathing more slowly like a bellows breathing. So deep inhale, deep exhale. But otherwise, if you're relatively healthy in that area, rapid breathing. You'll inhale, deep inhalation. Exhale rapidly. Keep going. Let the breath move out through the nose. Feel the contraction and the expansion of the abdominal area. Keep the shoulders soft and relaxed. Keep the vision, the face soft and relaxed. Continue to breathe in this way. Two more times. Exhale, 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 long exhale. Let all the air leave the lungs. Then hold here, pause, no air in the body. Before a contraction comes, inhale, full deep inhalation, then pause at the top of the inhalation with the lungs completely full. Exhale and release. A few normal breaths here, one more time. We'll do it 30 times together. Exhale, deep inhalation. "26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Exhale, long exhale. Empty the lungs completely. Pause here. Inhale all the way. Fill the lungs to their maximum. 360-degree movement of the lungs. Then hold at the top. Exhale. Allow the rhythm of the breath to come back to its neutral position. And then inhale as you open the eyes, palms come together. Thanks for practicing with me today. I hope this helps you in your own personal practice. It's not about having an outer teacher. The guru lives inside the hearts of each of us.